Season 2's. Two's Baller. So excited to be on a recorded line with you once again.
Talking to you.
Actually, what am I doing? Talking to you.
Yeah.
Talking to you. So I'm Two's Joe, the COO, CCO, CMO, and co-founder of Two's.
I'm Two's Baller. I build Two's, and I try to share it with people.
So let's go ahead and start with our feature spotlight. So Two's Baller, you have force push deployed templates and AI.
So templates was a highly requested feature by y'all or by our users. A lot of people just wanted like a format, which we've kind of, or like a consistent structure.
Give us the elevator pitch behind templates. What do templates help people accomplish?
I think it's be more efficient with creating lists and things. So it's like all efficiency based. It's, I know I want this structure every day, or I know I want this structure semi-regularly or regularly. So the thing that I've been using it for is daily reflection or nightly reflection. I think the list is called nightly journaling or something like that.
Do you put the word template in your templates or not?
No. And I don't create a list. I insert the things on my day.
Interesting.
And it just gives me, I think it's like 5 things that just provide an outline of the things that I want to reflect on. And they're things like my goals for tomorrow, the biggest event that happened in my day, reflections on any negative thoughts that I was having on the day. But it gives me this structure that I can follow consistently, and it makes it so I don't have to think about it. I can just do it.
Yeah, I've been warming up and using templates a lot more over the course of the past week, I would say. It's amazing. It's incredible. Obviously, we know that there was a way to hack your way to a template before, but actually having the UI baked in where it does give you a structure for the list that you know you want to create, that then I would just be able to click that template and have the things in place for it. And I think that they're like, what we've come to learn about Two's is that it is so malleable, like, and the people who know how to format their lists in a very beautiful and well-structured way deserve to be able to help other people set up templates.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really fond of my core values template because I think it teaches you a lot about yourself. And I think it's something that you would want to hang on to for a long time because, again, it just uses resources online that give you the opportunity to fill out a list that's just there for you. When you want it, when you want to reflect on, what's important to you, you have it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And one other very direct example that I'm super excited about, my mom is a residential real estate agent. And so what she deals with most often is closings of homes, let's say, or new buyers, or whatever it may be. And so then that process is incredibly repetitive. When is the closing date? What's the contact information? What documents do we need? So the ability to structure that all out and then create a template out of it will immediately make her process more efficient and easier, such that all it takes is a little bit of upfront work in order to make possible. So I'm very, very fond of templates. And the last thing I'll emphasize on that too is that Notion actually has made a lot of their adoption possible through templates. I think that Two's is going to have a very similar outcome.
Yeah, we definitely took a lot of inspiration from, maybe not the UI for Notion, but like what they've accomplished with their templates.
Exactly. Very excited about templates.
Random feature / usage. It was Santhar's birthday, our buddy Santhar. Yesterday, I think it was.
I wish that that's one that I had written down because I would love to be a random, like, happy birthday text to him.
But this is just the importance of writing things down, the importance of Two's. I opened up my Santhar list, got his new son's name.
Love it.
Which, honestly, I can't remember it from yesterday.
Sure.
Devin. I opened up that list.
That's a very funny name for a CTO. A CTO's son. What's his next son's name?
Very helpful.
Computer science.
Design.
Yeah, exactly.
Just start building the company. But yeah, I think, that was list, creating a list for people that you care about, writing things down, search, leveraging the power of search, reminder. Set a yearly reminder, Shantar's birthday. Bing, bang, boom. He was very appreciative of the text.
So to associate that back to the idea of a template, you could create a person template.
Exactly.
It'd be called new person.
Yeah. Kids names.
Kids' names, birthday,
Yep.
Whatever it may be.
Yep.
Really cool stuff. Okay. User feedback. Tooz Baller, will you share your favorite user testimonial?
I love this app. I feel like it was literally built for me. Can't wait to see it improve and grow. Let's go.
You know what I find really funny about those testimonials? Everybody, a lot of people emphasize can't wait to see the future of this. And I know that this is my problem. I always find that as a little bit of a slight. It's what about it isn't, established enough for you right now?
Okay.
Thoughts? Am I a dumb idiot?
I don't hear those like that. I hear it as yeah, we have a lot of room to improve and grow. And I don't think it's a slight. I think it's a excitement for the future. People can be excited about what's to come.
So can you be excited for the future of Google, for example?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very cool. Can you be excited? Are you excited about the future of X?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I have no idea what they're going to do.
I do. I have an idea.
You don't.
I think they're going to try and be like WeChat. He's going to incorporate PayPal into Twitter, and it's going to kind of become this Does he still have any input in PayPal? Elon, by the way, we're talking about.
I'm not sure. The most interesting thing for me about Elon is that he was one of the original investors in OpenAI, one of the biggest companies, and he has completely cut ties with them. He does not like what they're doing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think?
I think that he's very afraid of AI, and he probably thinks that they're almost too powerful now, and not maybe regulating it correctly or something. I don't know. I am not too informed in his decision there.
What's your opinion?
I just know that he was once a part of it, and now he is no longer a part
No,
of it.
I mean, and that's a very firm line in the sand to draw, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion? Because obviously we are now collaborating with them, both advertently and inadvertently, and maybe we can clip this and add it to next pod as a flashback. But overarchingly, the one thing that I'm at least curious about is the ability for them to share inaccurate information so brazenly. For example, I was using Bard to prepare, and again, I know that Bard isn't OpenAI, but similar, I guess. I was using Bard to prepare for a college football podcast. It gave me literally only wrong information. Now, it is very unique because I was asking for it for updated info about the upcoming college football season, and so it was 1 year behind. It'd be here's what's happening. It'd be hey,
it's just trained on older information.
Yeah.
I think even the AI that we have is only up until 2021.
Which is OpenAI, right? This is ChatGPT, Tooz GPT. So overarchingly, do you have any doomsday perspective towards Sam Altman?
I do not.
Think it's all above the line?
Well, I think it depends on how we use it. I don't think that it's going to be something that takes us over. I think it's all based on us and
how it's used,
what we decide to use it for, and
how it's
what
applied.
we say is valuable. I think that he is an incredibly smart and aware human being. So I like him being the leader of it.
The craziest thing for me is trying to understand people's intentions, because there's a forward-facing or an outward-facing personality that you kind of give off, But then obviously behind closed doors, there's any one of 100 different concepts.
Mhm.
Like even Elon, I think, is a great example. He'll put out memes. He'll be like this lackadaisious, happy, funny, silly guy.
Mhm.
But then behind closed doors, how do you know that he's not saying like, okay, guys, the only way that we make this profitable is if we do X, Y, and Z, and here's like how we're going to come across in order to accomplish that.
Mhm.
So feedback would be very well appreciated if that felt completely random and stupid. Here's my favorite testimonial. This tool combines the best of any .do plus a note-taking app plus reminders plus tasks. Let's count those. AnyDo plus a note-taking app plus reminders plus tasks. That's 4 to my count. It's got a super intuitive UX, and I absolutely love it. Just saw that one of the creators of this app has ADHD. Which one do you think it is? And I absolutely understand now how he's made an app that's so good for people with ADHD, or at least for a me with ADHD. And that's shout out Artie Smarty on Product Hunt. So, funny enough, while I am a heavy influence on what Twos does and looks like, I think it just naturally caters to people with ADHD.
Yeah.
Because it is minimalist.
It's things.
It's simple.
It's things.
It's writing pieces of information down. I love my ADHD. I feel like it makes me a super creative and good communicator. There certainly are some downfalls to it, but there's nothing I love more than being able to make an impact to people who need an impact to be made.
Yeah.
And I think that ADHD people are feeling a lot of value from Twos.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yep.
All right, let us move on to our next segment, which is behind the scenes.
I don't know. I still feel somewhat unclear about what like the next big thing will be. Like AI. The two things that are left on our goals that end in like 9 days, 10 days or whatever, that the 3-month goals were integrations, and which partially is done, and push notifications.
Mm-hmm.
I could see integrations being like one of the top next things to do, but I could also see like remember button. I could see review.
Mm-hmm.
I could see drag and drop, like some of these other related things. Yeah, I would say personally, I'm not totally like we have a lot of different things that we want to do. I'm not sure what like the next one necessarily should be.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure either, except for the fact that what I am becoming more and more wary of or interested in is the fact that like I think that unique features.
Yeah, then it's review or remember back. We're going to be doing spaced repetition for remembering if it's something that you want to like memorize, or review, which is like over a period of time. Let me review my notes.
No, I think that's exactly correct. Like I think a great example. Let's go back to Santhar's story.
Yeah. Let's
say that you worked with Santhar directly,
yeah.
right? And so you interact with him every day. Being able to remember his son's name could be as easy as being like, okay, I know I interact with Santhar, so therefore I'm going to just repeat his son's name like 3 times, and then I'm going to remember it.
Yeah.
We just want Twos to do that for you.
Yeah.
Over the course of the next week, I really want to remember that Santhar's name is Devin. So instead of looking in a mirror and going, Devin, instead you can be like, remind me of this once a day for the next 7 days.
Yeah.
And then it should be pretty clear cut that you remember Santhar's kid's name.
Yeah.
And that could be anything. That could be a quote that you want to apply to your daily life. That can be, a reminder to drink water. And like just then again, it's interesting because similar to templates could be hacked in the fact that you could create a list and you could just create a copy of that list. But it was harder than having a view for it. So you could set a daily repeating reminder to drink water. It's going to be different from spaced repetition reminders to drink water.
Yeah.
It's interesting stuff. I'm super interested in the idea of a Notion integration because the whole concept, like me struck by fear in a lot of this stuff, things that were like, directly putting our chucks up to Notion and being like, no, we're the better Notion. People who love Notion love Notion. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and so I think that they've kind of established their role in the market. But they're becoming more of a robust and enterprise-related tool. I love the idea of people using Twos for quick capture and then integrating it to whatever else they want it to be, whether it be a Notion database, a title in a Word document, essentially just the problem that we are most directly solving is quick capture, easy memorization, and internal sharing. And so, latching on to other products that we can help their users with a problem that they have with Notion. Like, Notion's not good for quick capture. So we can make Twos be a complement to them. It's just something I'm kind of excited about from an integration standpoint, based on talking with Felipe. Industry news. Clover has been acquired by Figma. Baller, tell the people really quick what Clover is.
Clover is a note-taking software. The thing that I want to know your take, because I know that you have one, I less so have one, on what it all means.
Love it.
So the thing that's super interesting to me is that with that announcement, they announced completely shutting it down by October, which is a couple of months from now. And their shutdown is figure out here's how to export, now figure out what you're gonna do.
Okay, that is breaking news to me. Why? Figma isn't offering the same thing. So are they gonna create an entirely new one and they just need to shut it down sooner rather than later?
We don't know.
That feels very strange. So what are your thoughts on that? Just real quick.
I don't know. I don't really have thoughts on it.
You must. Let's assume that you're just a user of Twos.
Yeah.
And Twos is being acquired. And their plan is to shut it down. So now you, as numero uno user of Twos, you're getting an email from twosApp.com that says, time to export, we're done here. What would be the immediate thoughts that you would go through?
Sad.
What about disdain? What about lack of trust? Isn't that crazy?
I don't know.
Feels kind of crazy to me. It's why I like the line in our privacy policy. We uphold a responsibility to keep Twos up and running for as long as the internet exists.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty important to the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Man, very interested by that. Very interested that they've already kind of made the announcement that they're shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
So my opinion on the overarching industry relation, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome because...
You're going to have to say why, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it's awesome because it very clearly helps validate the value that an app like Clover has to pretty much any organization, to any other massive tech giant. I can elaborate.
Here's where can I say why you may be
misinformed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just uneducated.
Absolutely.
It could have been a 100% bodies knowledge acquisition. They could just want those people to work for them.
That's super cool.
And that's happened to many companies throughout history. So it's not always about the technology. It's sometimes about the employees.
That's super cool.
So they may just want those employees, they may want those founders, they may want those people to work for them. So rather than picking them one by one, they just acquire them and say, you work for us now.
That's super cool. That's super cool. Quite the concept. I also am very interested by how it applies to the Adobe acquisition. Adobe buys Figma for what, 20 or 18 billion? Something like that. But now Figma is acquiring Clover. So is it was Figma already interested in acquiring Clover, and so then when Adobe bought Figma, they were like, okay, now we have the money to go and buy Clover?
Dude, I don't know. That's why I'm a little more like, I don't really know how I feel about it right now. Because, like, I mean, Figma's a freaking powerhouse.
Big boy.
I don't know if they're Canva.
Nobody's Canva.
But like, for designers, like, Nino sends us Figma designs. Dylan sent us Figma designs. The dude from Turkey sent me Figma designs. Everybody uses Figma. All the designers use Figma. I know that they have some sort of like whiteboarding, so I could see how they would have some sort of note extension to that. Now, without it being like the main focus, I don't think it will ever be what we hope twos will be to people's lives and like how they will use it. That's why I'm like not concerned about it.
For some reason, concern never even crossed my mind.
I think of it as like competition.
Like, we now have less competition.
No, we potentially
have more
better competition.
Yeah,
like let's just consider them to be us. Now somebody comes and acquires us with much more money, much more resources, everything. Mm-hmm. We could get much better, much quicker, potentially, than we could do by ourselves.
Which is why it's so interesting to me that they're shutting it down.
Yeah, that's why I don't even know what the deal is. I just know that we exchanged text messages, and I had some like question if it was good or bad, and you were like, "Oh no, it's all good."
My overarching reason that I thought that it was good is mostly due to the fact that because of how black and white those two companies are. Like, for Figma to buy Clover, to me, could imply that IBM could want twos, or Dropbox could want twos. But again,
totally.
I think that as the board of directors, we would treat it very differently, that there is no number on the other end of an offer to us that could immediately suggest that we'll shut it down.
It was a weird announcement, because you would think that at least they would be like, and we're coming out with something even better with Figma. But like, that wasn't what they announced. They just announced it shut down.
So Clover acquired by Figma, that's the big industry news. If you guys have anything else that you would like us to discuss in our industry news that we don't pick for ourselves, please let us know in the comments. And that actually leads me to our final segment prior to our closing remarks, Q&A. So we obviously do not have any questions directly that people want us to answer, but in the future iterations of this show, we will create a method for people to leave questions for us to pick a couple of and to bounce back and forth. So if you have any good questions, feel free to leave them in the comments for this particular episode. In the future, there may be a little bit more of a systemized list for you to leave those questions. But questions from the audience is something that we're very excited to participate with. It is very intentional that we are pre-recording these episodes so that we can make them as good as possible. So we will not be able to do live questions. Live question, commented question, shouldn't be all that different. Our vision for the future episodes of Twos Talk, or whatever it is that we call it, will be feature spotlights, user feedback, behind the scenes, industry news, and Q&A. If you guys have any other segments that you think would be a good suggestion, if you have any feedback for us on this particular episode, we would love to hear it. I think the best way to frame it, again, is what I said in the beginning of the podcast. What would lead you to watch until the end? What would get you to share it with other people? People that are directly associated and related to twos, people who you'd like to get introduced to the internal team. We want to take your feedback very seriously. We will read every single comment that is left on this video, and we will be incorporating it as we continue to improve this podcast. And we also expect to make this as long-term of an initiative as possible. I love talking too much to not be talking to you. So, we're going to be doing this a lot. I'm excited to do it a lot. The only thing I'm going to have to control is making sure that Twos Baller doesn't want to kill me. Any closing remarks from you, Mr. Baller?
Download Twos, join the Happy Tuesday community, use Twos, just write things down. Make a list. Write some things down.
We've been using Twos this entire podcast. It helps you a lot. Until next time, Happy Tuesday, and Two's the moon. We out.